We are the #1 fastest growing company in Louisiana, 7th fastest construction company in the nation. We went from $8 million in sales to $1 million in sales.
What's your goal with the company? Let's get back to like when you were out of a job. And by the way, this wasn't that far ago. This was like when COVID, what's that, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, 5 years ago. So it was October 2019. You know, I lost my job. Told you a story about it. Got fired, ended up taking an hour lunch break with my father-in-law, and they fired me for it, which one of the superintendents there, he had it out for me. So ended up losing my job, and I got home and I told my fiance at the time, I said, I'm pretty sure that I can do this better than them. So
now you're in what town? Baton Rouge?
So at that time I was in Thibodaux, Louisiana.
Thibodaux. Hey, try to get up on that mic. There you go.
So at that time I was in Thibodaux, Louisiana. So my wife was going to Nichols, and I had a mutual friend there, and she had a mutual friend. So we ended up meeting there. And
what's Nichols?
Nichols State University. It's a college. And she was going to school there, had a scholarship for track and field, and ended up meeting her, and the rest is history.
Well, I mean, there's way more to the story than that, folks. So in COVID, you lose your job. You don't have any money, right? You're getting married without a job.
Right.
You ain't got a bunch of money laying around.
Yeah. So I took everything I had. I have a friend who works for an insurance company, and he ended up talking me into this whole life program. So I ended up having about $17,000 tied up in this whole life program. I went to him and said, Jacob, I want to start my own business. I want to pull everything out of it. He was like, Andrew, I don't think that's a good idea. I said, Jacob, I'm pulling everything out of it. So they sent me a check, $17,000. I probably had a few $1,000s to my name then. And my wife, she had a job and ended up, working through that. And I went to my uncle at the time, and he had just sold his company to a pretty large outfit. And I said, look, I want to start a business. Would you loan me some money? Took out a $100,000 loan from him, and January 2020 started my business, and COVID hit. And we had work, but it was with the government. And
how did you get work though? So you got the money now. And by the way, 150 grand or less is not really a lot.
Right.
It's not like you're well capitalized. You got a little chunk of change. Did you come up with the name, go get registered? Like, what'd you do first?
Yeah, I came up with a name, went and got registered.
Why Omega?
Well, Omega is the first and the last, and I felt like that I could do it better. So we came up with the name Omega. I was on my way to do a job in Morgan City, and I passed by this company. It was Omega, and I was like, man, that's a pretty cool name. So Omega Foundation Services.
And just for the layman, what's a foundation service? So
foundations we specialize in deep foundations. So whenever, like in South Louisiana, you can't just go put a concrete slab on top of the dirt. The soil won't support it. So what we do is we come in there and we drive or drill or install pilings deep into the earth, and then they pour concrete pads on top of it. So it's pile supported foundations is what we specialize in.
And you had no experience in that, or you did?
Oh yeah, that's where you got fired from. That's correct. That's what I got fired from.
So you got fired by this company that did this. You were a manager there, so you knew what you were doing.
Correct.
So how long did you work for them? Because how old are you? You're not even that old, are you?
33, just turned 33. So I dropped out of school in 9th grade. My dad owned a construction company, so I've been running heavy equipment my whole life. So I've been around the industry since I was a kid. And when I dropped out of school in 9th grade, I was 15 or 16 years old. And I worked for my father till I was 18. And when I turned 18, it was time for the big leagues. And I went to work for a pretty large outfit in South Louisiana. And
entry level?
Well, I started as an operator. Yeah, I started as an operator, excavator and dozer operator. And then they were doing deep foundations at the time. That's who I was working for. So I got intrigued about cranes and pile driving and all that. So I tried to learn as much as I could for every company that I worked for. I ended up building a lot of relationships along the way. So meeting a lot of people, and which helped me when I started Omega to recruit the people I needed to to grow as fast as we have.
Yeah, and folks, if you guys don't know, like he's one of the fastest growing construction companies, period, right? And like the seventh something. What was your list? Like he's like 136 out of the entire world, fastest growing company.
Yep. So we, per the Inc. 5,000 list, 5,000 fastest growing companies in America, we are the number one fastest growing company in Louisiana, the seventh fastest construction company in the nation, and the 136 overall fastest growing company in the nation.
So what are you attributing that to?
I attribute to the relationships that I built, in the construction industry, and not just the relationships, but also being able to, for my clients to trust me, to give me these projects, because they know that I'm going to go out there and not fail and do whatever it takes to get the job done, no matter what the cost is.
Like on time, on budget?
On time, on budget. Absolutely.
And folks, normally it's like, hey, go follow him here, and he's got a course on this. You'll be pleased to know he doesn't have a course on anything, and I don't even know if you have social media, but if you do, you're not looking for a bunch of followers. You're not trying to build the brand. Right. You're just focused on building a massive company. What's your goal with the company?
Well, my goal was never get to what we currently are. I never anticipated being to where we are currently. But
what'd you think of? You just thought you just build a little tiny.
Right. I really didn't know what to expect. I just knew that I knew the industry and I knew how to do the work, and I was just going to go out there and fight hard every single day to do the best that I could and grow the company and also grow the people within the company. I mean, we have soldiers at Omega. I mean, I have people that would step in front of a bullet for me, and having those people is what helped me get to where I am today.
Good team.
A very good team.
Yeah, I learned the hard way, man. I should have been building a team for years, but it's difficult, especially in certain areas. How did you do it?
Well, I started off small. Like I said, during COVID, the projects that we had, the government shut down. So those projects got pushed till April, May is when we started our second project. So I just went out and fought and found whatever I could to make a little bit of money to just keep paying my notes, my house note, my car note, whatever we had to pay at the time. And then finally that job started. And the first job that we did was in South Carolina. It was a job for the Army Corps engineers at a facility in South Carolina. And we did a sheet pile wall, which is a bulkhead pretty much. That way when the water, the tide comes in, it doesn't erode the soils behind the wall. So we built this wall. It was a small project, and we made good money off of it. And then that project led to another project, and we just kept growing and kept growing. And
are you having to put in bids to get these jobs?
Yes. So those at the time were hard money jobs. So we would bid the jobs, and the reason why we were able to obtain those is my overhead. It was just me. I mean, I didn't have nobody doing payroll or anything like that. It was me and one other guy, and keeping that overhead low led to me being able to obtain those projects, be profitable, and put that money back into the company to continue our growth. What
about your buddy?
Still works for me.
But didn't he need a piece? Because you got to pay bills, don't you?
Absolutely. So we set him up with a salary, and we also give him, we bonus him. Well, we bonus all our employees annually.
Do you think that's a key to getting, good team, good stallions working?
Absolutely. You have to take care of the people who take care of you. And that was the thing too, when I was, at the company that I got fired from, I made them millions of dollars. I never received one bonus, not one bonus from any company that I worked for previously. So I knew that, look, if I could bring in people that I had relationships with these companies and pay them a good salary and then compensate them based upon the money that they're bringing in for the company, this is a no-brainer. Why wouldn't they come?
Well, it's just a matter of getting that and the gig.
Absolutely.
Like the team's one thing. Like I could say, well, I can go do that. Well, no, number one, I'd have to get the team, and then I'd have to get the gig. How'd you get both so quickly? with all the competitors that I'm sure are around there.
Well, obviously, like I said, the relationships that I had from, the previous life of construction when I was working.
I know, but at first there was only 2 of you and you got a gig. Is it because there's so many jobs available?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I was working for this company. They were a general contractor and we were a subcontractor to them. So they just overseed and managed the work, and we self-performed all the scopes of the construction process. And once we completed that job, and they saw what a good job they did, because we were able to come in under budget, within the scheduled timeline, and the government just kept on giving that company work, and they put trust into us, and we kept on doing more and more projects with them in the South Carolina area, which led from the South Carolina area to the New Orleans area. And during that path, we obtained more relationships along the way, got to meet new contractors, new subcontractors, build more relationships, and they saw Omega and what kind of work we were doing, and just the relationships along the way is what was able to get us to where we are. Not just on a project front, but also a team member front.
Well, relationships are definitely key. Which relationships did you build that you think have the most to do with it? Did you have a good one with yourself?
Obviously,
see, because there's most people's problem, dude. They don't have a good relationship with themselves. They don't have the confidence, which cause them to like second guess, and so a lot of times people's problem is the relationship they have with themselves. But in your case, like you're obviously your uncle. Who'd you borrow $100,000 from?
Oh, that was my uncle.
Yeah, like that was a good relationship to have. Some
Absolutely.
people will be like, well, yeah, give me $100,000, I can do it, which is stupid to think, but. And $100,000 is not a lot of money when you're starting a business. How did you get the equipment? Like you have millions of dollars of equipment now.
Right. So the $100,000 was just working capital. So my uncle, he had a relationship with the bank, and we were able to go to the bank and get a line of credit and also get a equipment floater as well. So we were able to get that line and purchase that equipment through that and use that $100,000 as working capital.
What's the first piece of equipment you attained?
First piece of equipment I obtained was a 80-ton crawler crane out of Georgia. It was a piece of junk that was from South Florida that was bought by this crane company. I bought it from an auction in South Florida, and the crane was rusted out, rotten, and I think I paid like $80,000 or $90,000 for a thing. And that's the first piece of equipment that I bought, and we brought to South Carolina and was able to do that job with it. And the next job was another project that was similar to the first one that we did. Ended up selling that crane and buying something that was a little bit newer, that more reliable, and just kept reinvesting into the company and buying better and better equipment.
And now you have what?
We probably have over 300 pieces of equipment that are between $300 and $4 million a piece.
So is there a job that you can't do? Like you're not big enough?
I'm sure there's projects out there that are large scale for us, but we try to stay in our lane and find those projects that bet fit us. So. And
you straight focus on foundational things, or like
no? So now we do specialize in deep foundation, but we also do mass excavation. So we do site prep. So whenever you're building a building, you have to come in and level the land and grub the topsoil off top of it. You have to install drainage and utilities, gas, water, sewer, things like that. You have to pour the concrete for the building. We do all those things. We also do directional drilling. So we do pipeline work. Anything that we can do in the construction industry to make money, I'm going to try to do it.
Including developing?
That's one thing I have not gotten into yet.
Because, the people that are developing are hiring you, yeah?
Absolutely.
So I always look up, like, in other words, like, who's paying him? That's the next move there. Like, people see, LeBron James. Well, who's paying him? Because that's like a level up. So the developer is basically hiring you. Somebody's hiring you. Who's hiring you?
Well, like I said, we do
other than the government.
Yeah, we do a lot of work for the Army Corps engineers, and we do a lot of private work. So the private work is based on the industrial sector. It's not residential construction. Obviously, the residential market right now is probably not the best. So we stick with the industrial market. So the gas and oil industries, the data centers, the pipeline industry. That's what we market.
So do you ever want to get into developing those projects? Because I got a buddy of mine and I'm watching him go in. I don't know how he does it, but he basically buys land, builds what he builds. It's pre-leased to Exxon and big anchor companies. He builds them usually for, let's say, for example, $5 million, and then he'll sell it for $10 million. And then this last one he built 2 basically warehouses, sold one, got 100% of his money back plus some. And then he owns this one free and clear now. And now it's worth, as much as this one was, and he rents it out. So he just keeps doing that. And I'm like, dude, that's what I want to do. I don't want to do it. I want to invest in stuff like that. Do you ever want to develop?
I've obviously thought about it. Look, I have more time on my hands now than I have because of my leadership team being able to take off my plate and obviously open up more time for me and my family. And I've thought about that. Like I watch a lot of YouTube videos and Facebook videos, and I see the real estate market, and a lot of people are making a lot of money on the real estate market. So obviously I've thought about that. It also takes a lot of capital to do that. And the capital that you need, it ties up that capital for a long period of time. So right now I'm just focused on investing in what I know best. And what I know best is foundation industry. So I reinvest back into myself, and I have gone off the path of what I know, and a few fronts it's worked out for me, but a couple it hasn't. So my main focus right now is just doing what I know best, reinvesting in the company, reinvesting in my people, and growing. Obviously, that's probably one of the reasons why we're as successful as we are.
So what does your day look like if you don't have to do all the work anymore? Well,
it's not that I don't do the work anymore. I try to oversee operations. I'm an operations guy. So whatever I can do, I talk to my superintendents and project managers on a daily. They call me and they say, "Hey, Andrew, we're in this situation. What can we do to make this job go faster?" So guiding them, training them, and also not micromanaging them as well, because sometimes you have to let them fail, not to the extent where it costs you, a substantial amount of money, but just lead them in that direction. So that's where I spend most of my time, is going out into the field and helping grow my superintendents and my project managers and the people who run the projects.
How do you pick them? How do you select them right now?
Like I said, it's been pretty easy because of the relationships that I've built, working for the companies who I used to work for. But what I've been doing here lately is finding the young guys, the killers, man, just finding those young guys to go out there and train them what I know, just mentor them and cut them loose. We have a few young guys that we've hired in the last year that are killing it. Just out there killing it and just helping guide them along the way. Yeah,
you said you tried the headhunter route and it didn't work.
I've tried the headhunter route. I've hired executives from previous entities, and not one ever worked out for me.
They're the ones that are like at other companies. They want big salaries. They'll come over and do their magic, and there's no magic, you're saying.
No magic. And then not believing in myself. That was the reason why I reached out to them. I was like, man, I grew so fast, and I was never a business owner. So I didn't know business. I didn't know what a balance sheet was or any of that stuff. So I was like, man, I really need to find somebody to come here and help me do this. And I reached out to a couple people, and they said, yeah, you need to hire this guy, and you pay this guy a substantial amount of money. I've done that numerous times. Not one single one has worked out for me. Not one.
So all this working out are the people that you're hiring, bringing in, and training, developing. What do they have to start with? Because a lot of people listen to the show, dude. You could find people right now hit you up and go, I'm that killer you're looking for. But what are you looking for? What kind of experience do they need?
I'm not really worried about the experience. I'm looking for people, who have common sense, who have grunt behind them, not somebody. I mean, construction's hard. You don't need somebody that you put in the field that's going to go out there and walk all over them. You need somebody with some grunt behind them, and you can train them the rest. Like I said, I'm here on the operations side. If anybody needs, everyone here has my cell phone number. I know every one of my employees by name. I talk to them on the daily.
How many are you up to?
We range between 150 to 300 employees. We have a pretty core group of about 150, and when we have to step up or scale up for some large projects, we'll get up to about 300.
Do you do like annual Christmas parties? And
absolutely, we do annual Christmas party every year since we started Omega. It's something that everybody looks forward to every year. It's awesome.
What's the best party you've thrown so far?
Let's see.
Our first party here, because we've been doing it every year too. I'm not sure if we did it one year in COVID, but I think every year. Our first year, I forgot. I was literally sitting at home, nothing to do, and it was at Buca de Beppo. That tells you how we started. It was like a restaurant,
right?
But I forgot. The next day I went in. They're like, how come you didn't show up? And I'm like, where? They're like, to the Christmas party. And I'm like, dude, I was sitting at home, bored as hell, thinking what's there to do. And there was nothing to do. So I just stayed home. Totally forgot about our first one. What's your biggest one?
My biggest one has been the last 2 years. So this previous year, we did it at the casino there in Baton Rouge, and we rented this big room out that overlooked the Mississippi River. It was an awesome event. And we all went to the casino after and played blackjack and gamble and drank. It was an awesome time. I think probably the best Christmas party was the previous year. We threw it at the Hilton in Baton Rouge, and it was an awesome event.
What made that one better?
I think that was our year that we went from $8 million in sales to $60 million in sales. So we had all these new people in, and just everybody was just so excited and pumped about what we accomplished that year. And it was an awesome event.
Was the budget not a question?
The budget was not a question on that one.
So you guys were celebrating.
We were celebrating.
And what type of budget does it one throw in Hilton and Baton Rouge?
Oh,
because like there's some of those little towns you can't spend that damn much money if you wanted to.
I think that one hit me between $40,000 and $50,000, and it was not just renting the place out and the band and all that stuff. It was all the gifts that we gave out, and we had prime rib, we had the best of the best of everything, the top shelf alcohol. It was an awesome event.
Do you think that's important to build the team and the culture?
No, absolutely. I mean, if you don't have a culture, you don't have anything, and you there's multiple cultures that you need to have, and one is obviously in construction you need to have a safety culture.
Safety,
absolutely, because
no one gets hurt.
Absolutely, you don't want anybody going to a job site and leaving with less amount of limbs that they stepped on the job site with.
Does that often happen in this pile driving deal?
Oh, pile driving is a very risky project.
Every time I think of pile driving, I think back in high school, being a player. That's the only thing I like. What is pile driving? What actually do you do to drive pile?
So there's multiple ways.
I always also wonder how do you corn beef?
So there's multiple types of piles. There's concrete, there's steel, there's wood. There's multiple different types of driven piles. So whatever the engineer decides to type and length and diameter and size for that project. Let's say it's a concrete pile, which is a pre-stress piece of steel. They take these cables and they stretch them out, and then they pour the concrete, and then after it's cured, they'll release the strands, and it keeps the concrete from breaking as you install it into the earth. So
when you say install,
drive it.
Yeah. So are you just cramming that shit in there, or do you dig a hole, put it down there, and why wouldn't you just dig a hole,
So there's different types of piling. So there's driven pilings and there's drilled pilings. So a driven piling is, like I said, a concrete, timber, steel, whatever type of piling it may be, and which can be in excess of 100 feet in length and 24 inches in diameter. And you take a big crane and you stand it up vertical in the air, and you have a big hammer, which could be air, it could be pneumatic, it could be diesel, whatever type of hammer it may be that they spec out for that project, and you fire it up and you just drive it in the ground.
It doesn't make sense to me. You're just slamming that shit.
You're just beating it.
Why
in the
wouldn't
ground.
you just dig the hole?
So these piles can be 200 feet in length, though. Digging a hole 200 feet deep is not realistic.
They do it all the time.
Not when you're on a
oil drillers.
So when you're talking about the driven versus drilled, we do drilled shafts or drilled pilings as well, where we can, whatever diameter and length of piling it may be, we drill into the earth and we install reinforcing steel and we cast it in place. So it's a little easier method than pile driving, but it's all about the cost associated with the installation of the pile. So it may be cheaper to install it driven than drilled, or it may be.
Does it have to be sharp?
No, it's blunt.
You just slam it in there.
You just slam it in there. Well, I mean, you stand it up vertically.
How do you make sure it's level?
You put a level on it.
So there's things going dong, 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 and then you got it.
That's correct. All the way down.
It don't make sense.
So you have a crane. Well, most of the time we use cranes. So we'll have a lattice boom crawler crane, and we have a set of guides that are called leads. And it's pretty much a railing system that the hammer rides in. So it tracks in this guide that runs vertically. And
how long does it take the average pile to be driven?
All depends upon the soil conditions. In South Louisiana, we have pretty bad soil conditions, so it goes down pretty easily. And it all depends about the length and diameter of the piling as well, versus when you come here. Obviously, you can't install pilings in Las Vegas because it's all rock over here, so they tend to do drilled pilings versus driven.
Why can't you just lay the foundation on the ground?
Well, like the big skyscrapers, the ground won't support it because the rock over here is not conducive to supporting it. There has fractures in the rock, so you have to get down to bedrock to be able to support the skyscrapers and casinos and things that you have here.
I assume bridges are the same. You have to
bridges are exactly the same.
How do they do that in like oil? I don't know what they're called out in the middle of the ocean. The oil machines.
So like a drill ship.
Yeah, you see them in the movies sometimes where they're just, they're out in the middle of the ocean all by themselves, but it's an oil drilling facility.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? There's a word for it.
Yeah. So a lot of those that are in deep water, like the Deepwater Horizon that, blew up back in 2000, it was a floating rig, and it had props that kept it in place. So it didn't drift off.
I'm talking about the ones with
they do have platforms, and what they'll do is they'll bring out this big, it's a jacket, which is a platform that they bring in horizontally on a barge, and they'll just dump it into the ocean. And when it hits the seabed, it has these pockets all the way around it, and you'll put pilings in these pockets that keep it on track all the way down to the ocean bed. And you take big hammers and you drive them into the seafloor.
Could you do that if someone wanted?
No, we don't do that. We don't do that. It's we try to stay away from marine work. It's something that we haven't ventured off in. We do have experience in it, but not something that we look.
Is it more difficult?
It's not more difficult. It's the capital associated with getting into that field. I mean, you have to buy huge barges and tugboats and cranes and things like that. And there's not a lot of it needed out there.
So where do you want to take now that you're busted? You busted 100 million already.
Yeah. So
we might finish the year. You say what, $175?
At the rate it's going, I think we'll probably finish around $175, 200 million sales this year.
Yeah. So where do you go from there?
Hopefully above that.
What if someone comes to you and says, "Here, I want to buy you"?
I'm not interested in selling.
See?
It's so easy to make money right now, man. And look, I wouldn't do that to my employees. I mean, they're the ones.
Well, they're going to work for somebody.
Yeah, they're going to work for somebody, and maybe somebody does come up and say, hey, I want to buy you out. And if that price is right, and I do, and those employees that got me here will definitely be compensated pretty well.
Well, you said in the green room or boardroom, I can't remember where we were, but you said, all I wanted was a single wide trailer out on 20 acres and raise some kids.
That's all I thought.
So like what would make you not want to sell? Just because you think the employees will get screwed if you're not there?
Well, I don't, if I sold, I think my wife would probably be killing me because I'd be at home all the time and bored as hell. I mean, I really enjoy waking up every morning and having my guys reach out to me, guys and gals. I mean, I talk to them every day and have them reach out to me and question me and whatever I can do to help make them better.
Do you jump in your helicopter and fly to the sites?
I jump in my helicopter all the time and fly from site to site.
Do people be like, hey, here he comes. Here
comes Andrew.
And you're the one flying.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have my rotorcraft endorsement and also have a fixed wing endorsement as well. So I have a Bell 407 GXI helicopter. Just bought it brand new a few weeks ago. I had a 206 L model before that I got my private rating in, and I have a fixed wing.
Does it say Omega?
It does not. It does not.
See, why not just freaking paint it all one solid color and put your logo Omega, so when you're flying around, it's advertising.
Well, that's something that we're going to look into.
It is a company helicopter, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't buy it yourself.
No.
So, how come you didn't dial it in?
You talking about the putting
the branding on it? Yeah, like I saw the picture of it.
Right.
It looks cool. Don't get me wrong, but like I would have painted it like all one color and put your logo on the side or something to where like everybody sees Omega helicopters flying around.
So I bought this Bell 407 from a guy who you have to have a slot with Bell to purchase a helicopter. And it's not very easy to get those slots. And most of those slots are years out before you would receive your helicopter anyway. So I found this guy on this broker website, had a brand new 407 that he had a slot for, and ended up already designing the interior, the exterior, the paint and everything. It was a brand new helicopter, and ended up purchasing it from him. And like I said, just a few weeks ago. So maybe that's something we look into, is putting our logo on the side of our brand new helicopter.
So why is it like you just got a new Raptor R too? Like you're out getting the toys. What'd you have before? Is this the first time you start toying up, or you've been doing it?
Yeah, now that I have a little more time on my hands, it's I've probably been spending a little more than I should here lately. But look, I mean, I love trucks. I love helicopters. I don't have a hobby. My dad, he didn't take us hunting and fishing when we were kids. So I grew up working. I grew up running equipment. I mean, that's what I did. So now that I have a little more time on my hands, I like doing a few more things that I wanted to do when I was younger. So, but
is it like, because this is fairly recent and fairly fast uprising you've got going?
Absolutely.
Like the first year you said you did 2 million.
Yeah. So
which is not that a lot. No. It's not that much for that kind of business, right?
Right. Yeah. So we went from 2 million sales, and I think we did 4 or 5 million the next year, then 8 million. Then we had a big spike. I think it was our third or fourth year. We went from $8 to $60 million in sales, and
8 to 60.
8 to 60.
See, that's a jump.
That's a jump.
And now was that a year ago?
That will be 2 years ago.
So you went from 60 to what?
I went from 60 to last year we did $80 million in sales.
Yeah, and now this year we've already
surpassed 100. Yeah,
so you're probably going to double that.
Yeah,
and who knows? You could end up at 300 the way you're going.
Absolutely. I mean,
so is that like? I mean, I'm sure the margins aren't 100%. So like that's top line,
right? Yeah. So we try to find the work that there's a lot of projects out there right now. The government has put a lot of cash into the economy, and obviously there's a lot of work on the federal side and the private side as well. So with the capital that we have and then the employees that we have and the team that we have built, I mean, we're just going to keep going until I can't find team members to build it anymore, because I'm going to do it the right way. And the right way to do it is with a team behind you that can do the work. Because if you can't do a safe job and give a quality and on time product, then what's the point in doing it?
Can you build bridges?
Absolutely. We built many bridges.
So like full on bridge.
Absolutely.
You guys know how to build.
Absolutely.
See, I don't understand that. How do you even know how to do that shit?
Oh, I mean, when you bid the job, they give you the plans and specifications to build it to, and you just go do it, man.
Yeah.
Drive the pylons in the ground.
Do you have to have insurance in case you build it erroneously?
Yeah. So, I mean, on federal projects, they have quality and safety people with the Army Corps of Engineers or DOTD or whoever is on that project to make sure that you're building it to the plans and specifications that were given to you at the time of bid. So obviously on a quality front, you have to provide, or from like on an insurance perspective, those jobs have to be bonded. So you provide a bond for that job, whatever the magnitude of the project may be, from $1 million to $100 million, whatever it is. You have to provide a bond, which is insurance to that client. Where if you mess up or they feel like you're not going to give them what the specs and plans or provide a quality product, they're going to claim that bond and reach out to another contractor and get them to do it.
So my question for you would be like, what's your day look like? Because you don't really have to do anything. You have people that are you're not doing you're not on the job site in work boots going, Bill, get that out of there. Someone's going to get hurt.
Actually, I'm on the job site quite a bit.
Are you walking around in dirty jeans and boots and getting up in there?
Absolutely.
Why?
That's what I enjoy doing. Like I said,
you like it?
Oh, I love it.
Does everybody just be like, what are you doing, Andy? Get out of here.
No, I mean,
do they call you Andrew or Andy?
They call me Andrew. They call me the kid. They call me the kid, actually.
What if they called you Andy?
Well, my daughter's name's Andy, so I probably wouldn't appreciate it too much. But
does everybody kind of respect you, or do you got
Absolutely.
a bunch of?
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously, but I mean, do you have a bunch of older guys going, "Damn, dude, how's this kid telling me what to do?"
Well, that's how it was growing up in the industry. I mean, my nickname was the kid, because I started out working in the industrial sector when I was 18 years old, and I was doing things that 40 and 50-year-olds that have all this experience couldn't do what I could do. So I got the nickname the kid.
So technically, because your dad threw you on the back of a dozer since you were 3, and you always loved it. You always that was your deal.
Absolutely.
And so now you know everything. You're like a little construction phenom.
Yeah, man, I really enjoy, like I said, getting up every morning and being able to go to the job sites and hopping in a piece of equipment like a crane or a dozer or excavator and just going to help out. And that motivates the guys on site so much, just to see face. Like, I don't know any owner of a previous company that I worked for could go out and do the things that I do. I've never seen anyone that could go out and hop on a piece of equipment and do what I can do. That I worked for previously. So having that face out in the field and have people, man, that's the owner of the company. He's out here on the ground busting his ass with us. It drives motivation, and that's what you need.
You only do it to show them, or what are you doing it for?
I do it because I just love doing it.
So you just save some,
and then also help train those guys.
You also save some payroll.
If
you're willing to do it, why you need to hire someone to watch you?
Oh, that was a big thing for me, and I think that's another reason for our growth is being able to just let go. Not everybody's going to do as good as you can, but you have to let those people make mistakes. And
but I mean, how good can you drive a dozer? You either know how to drive it or you don't.
You can make it look flat, or you can make it look like a dirt bike track on a dozer. So,
and the bulldozer is just like a tractor with the grate.
That's correct. Yeah. And well, now you have all this technology that we put on our equipment, which is GPS driven. So you have a model that you build for the site, and it says, hey, this dirt needs to be at this elevation, and you put that into the GPS, and you literally hit a button and it drives itself.
So why do we need a driver, an operator?
Well, you still need to find somebody that's capable of,
I can ride in them.
I'm sure you could.
And you think AI is ever going to take over where they're literally manless?
Absolutely. They're already, Caterpillars, they have equipment now where you can drive autonomously from another state. I mean, they have controls in their living room, and they're controlling 200,000 pound machine from states away.
Oh, shit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because I always talk about AI, like AI is coming. You better get ready for it. You better
get on the bus with it.
And I always say, but I don't see AI paving that street out there. Now, an AI machine might come rolling through and repave it, but they'll still need to be people and like hands-on, construction. Like roofers, there's not going to be a roofing machine very soon. I mean, there might be, but not for a while.
Right.
I think right now, AI, you need to, leverage it, not worry about it. Right. Or how are you guys leveraging it?
We haven't leveraged it yet. I mean, we're looking at implementing it on a just a database front, taking all the information from the previous jobs, the previous estimate, the production rates, and helping that make us more profitable along the way. Having all that data from those previous jobs is a big thing, because
you save it all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like track every dime.
Yeah, we track everything.
Don't you have to with a government agency?
Yes.
Because they want to know like every little detail.
Yeah. So
but then when they have to report them, they all of a sudden they don't have all the details. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
Like these government jobs, I don't get it. Has anybody ever came to you and said, "Hey, we'll get you this job, but my brother-in-law needs to work here"?
Not on a government front, no. Everything on a government front is low bid.
You ever get any mobsters saying, "Hey, this is a union gig, brother"?
Not yet.
No,
not yet.
So how come everybody isn't just doing the same thing? Like other than the relationships, you gotta be like, your quality of work. Something's got to be different. Otherwise, you'd have a bunch of people just starting a company and slapping up $100 million companies.
Yeah, well, it's knowing what you're good at and never think that you know everything. Like I learn something new every day, and
that's true.
You learn something new every day.
As soon as you think you know everything, dude,
that's done. When it goes south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have a safety record, I assume.
Absolutely.
Like some sort of like better than most, because you're so worried about safety.
Absolutely. Yeah. We have a very good safety record, and that's one of the reasons why we're able to do the work that we do in the industrial industry, because it's something that they look at. Not only they're not as worried about the schedule or the budget or anything like that. They want you to make sure that when they put you on that project, that you're going to keep people safe.
Are you like getting in shape or something? You look a little leaner now than you did in this picture.
Yeah, I started intermittent fasting about 2 months ago. So
how's it working?
It's not working well in Vegas, but I started doing one meal a day, whether it's lunch or dinner, and I stepped on the scale a few months back, and I was over 200 pounds. I was like, no, this ain't gonna work.
Dude, intermittent fasting's the trick. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It freaking works like a champ.
Well, that and eating healthy,
eat better.
I watch Gary a lot, and the things he talks about, seed oils.
Gary Brecka?
Yeah, Gary Brecka. He started talking about the seed oils, and I started digging into it, and I started looking at the ingredients on the back of all this packaged, processed foods, and everything has seed oils in it. So intermittent fasting, and also whole foods.
Other than sesame oil.
Yeah, other than sesame oil.
You can have that, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking seed oils. What are you talking about? Seed oils.
I think it's processed seed oils.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's the oils that are like almond milk.
Right.
Almond doesn't have milk.
Right.
Like that's the type of shit you got to watch out for. So I keep interrupting or coming on another question when I say, what does your day look like? You keep saying, well, I like to work. Well, so what? What do you do, dude? You get up at 6 a.m.? You get up at 9 p.m.
Yeah,
or 9 a.m.
No, I'm an early riser, so I get up between 5 and 6 a.m. every morning.
Go out, get coffee. Like, tell me what do you do? Look at your helicopter, or is it somewhere else?
I I have a platform in my house I landed on, but I keep it in a storage hangar where the weather doesn't tear it up. So
does weather whack helicopters?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The rain will, I mean, it's just like leaving a car out.
I leave my cars out. If it rains, it rains. You just got to wash it. It doesn't destroy my car.
That's why they have helicopters that are 20, 30 years old. Also vehicles, but I mean, you can take really good care of an aircraft and not keep it out in the weather and not let the paint fade or anything like that.
But I would make the helicopter like a daily. Like I'd get up in the morning, and if I had somewhere to go, bro, I'm taking my helicopter.
I don't think my neighbors would appreciate me flying out at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Did you see Keaton's pad?
I did. Yeah.
That's where he keeps it most times.
Right.
Yeah. And that one that just crashed, that wasn't his. That was like, I think they were coming to do lessons, wasn't it? Or was that his?
I think that was his. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was his.
So he's out?
Yeah, he's out. He's filing insurance on the thing, and he's looking at buying another 407. Or he said he wanted something a little bit bigger because those 407s, they're kind of tight in there, and Keaton's a big guy. So,
he doesn't even have his license.
Yeah, that's what he was telling me.
He just learned to fly on his own.
Right.
And now he's like, capable. He just doesn't technically have a license.
Right. Well, he flies with an instructor everywhere he goes, which is a very safe thing to do. So,
is it?
No, absolutely.
Are helicopters safer than planes?
I feel very safe in both. I feel very competent because I've been through a lot of training. I just came back from Bell training last week, and
when you see these helicopters crash, I mean, I know shit happens, but like, what do you think is happening if they're so safe?
If you look at the reports, I would say over 75% of it is pilot error. It's most all the time pilot error from flying into weather or just incompetent, not having enough training. But I would say the majority of it is flying into weather that you shouldn't be flying into.
Have you ever done that or been scared as hell?
I've been pretty scared in a few situations and learned from it. And now I have personal limitations that, if the weather's this or if they have thunderstorms coming through, I won't go.
Yeah, because Keaton was telling me that, like, if it loses power, dude, it'll still the upwind keeps it.
Yeah, it's called auto rotation. So when I was in Bell training last week, that's all we did was auto rotations. So pretty much it's engine out in flight. So the instructor will literally cut the engine off and you have to land it safely on the ground. So the blades pitch on a helicopter. So what you want to do is in an engine failure scenario, you want to put the collective down, which flat pitches the blades. And then you flare the aircraft to an airspeed of about 60 knots. And the wind will hit the blades and keep the blades spinning, which will obviously slow you down, slow your descent down until you get to the ground. And when you get to the ground, you pull that collective, which will, rotate those blades, and it sends thrust down to the ground, which will make a smooth landing.
Is that why you feel it's so safe? Because
I feel very safe in a helicopter. I feel very safe in an airplane. I have about 1,500 hours of flight time in an airplane. I've been flying for 6 years, and I was taught by a seaplane guy. He flew seaplanes for the oil field his whole life, flying people out to the to all the drilling pads and things like that, or flying pipelines in the marsh. And those guys, some crazy pilots. So you have to become a real good stick and rudder pilot. And I was taught by one of the best.
So let me give one more time chance to say, explain your day.
All right. So get up 5 or 6 in the morning, okay. And my daughter and my wife, they usually get up around 7, 8 o'clock. She goes to school. So I'm out of there. When I get up, I go straight to the office. I'll see all the guys. I'll go in each and individual.
Everybody's office. Local. There's no.
So we have offices, probably 3 in Louisiana, and then 1 in Tennessee.
Where in Tennessee?
Memphis, Tennessee. Yep. So I'll go to the office, or if I'm on the job, I'll wake up every morning 5 or 6 o'clock, and I'll go to the project, and I'll go wherever I can help my team is where I go. So if they call me and say something's going wrong, I'm going to that specific job, or I'm going to the office, or I'm going to the Lafayette office to help with the accounting team or the HR team or the safety team or whoever needs my help. If they call, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there to help. And I'm not going to sit at home all day on my ass. I'm going to go find someone with my team that I can motivate and help train and make a better person. That also makes Omega more successful.
Yeah, it's a good attitude. It's just, well, I'll talk to you in 20 years and see how you feel.
Yeah.
Because if I'm in your boat, I'm going to be like, you guys got it? Y'all got it?
Well,
They're going to be like, yeah, we got it. I'll be like, call me if you need me.
Yeah. Well, I'm 33 years old, so
I know, but like, dude, like that, most people will never get to the level you've already got it towards.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I see what you mean. Like to you, it was just getting started.
Yeah, it's just getting started. And
but I'm not going to go dig ditches if I got ditch diggers.
Yeah.
Like I might get in there if they don't show up for work. Like I'm not afraid to, but like, you got that? Cool. Everybody good? Cool. All right. I'll be in my office, or me and the lady were flying out to Napa Valley. Call us if you need us. And I'd start enjoying life now, because pretty soon you'll start realizing like, damn, dude, life goes by quick.
No, it does. And I'm not the one that's going to show up on a job site and I see that something's going wrong that I can help make go right. I'm going to get down there and I'm going to, get in the pit and get in the ditches with them and help them do whatever it takes to get the job done. And that's, like I said, I mean, we are where we are for a reason. And I think that is driven by, like what we're just talking about, being able to show up to the job site and motivate your people and train your people. I've been in this industry, like I said, since I was a kid, and I'm still learning something new every day, but I feel like I'm pretty good at what I do. Obviously, I mean, we built almost a $200 million a year company in 5 years. So we obviously are doing something right. And if I can take what I know and pass it along, to the people who work for me to make them better, that is going to make it where maybe at 40 years old, I can do like you just said. I can walk away because I know that now I've built a $500 million a year company or $1 billion a year company. Just take that time now while I'm young to do that, and then walk away at 500 million or $1 billion a year.
Is that when you'd walk away?
I don't think I would ever walk away. I mean, I am so passionate about what I do. I'm so passionate about it. I try to learn more and more every day to do better. And like I said, make Omega more successful.
So if there's a like company listening to this, what would your advice be to them to help them get to their next level? Find
out what you're good at and stick with it.
Let's say they already did that. They're just small like you when you started. Like they're in the 2 million phase.
It's at the 2 million to 3 million or 2 million to 5 million phase is probably the hardest phase for me to get out of, because at that phase, you're running the company. You're in the field. You're helping in the office. You're doing that. And the biggest thing for me was to let go. That was the hardest thing for me to do, because, when you own your own company, nobody can do it better than yourself. And letting go and putting faith in your people, like I said, they're not going to do it as good as you. But if you can't find more people like yourself, you're never going to get out of that phase. You're going to be between $2 million and $5 million in sales.
That's a fact. I've made that mistake.
It's very hard.
Building teams.
It's very hard to do. It's very hard to find. When you're successful, the people will come to you. You don't need to go out there and find a headhunter. You need to find, like we talked about, young people and train those people. But you need to find people that have grit behind them. You need to find people that have common sense, and just take those people and train and put out and let them go figure it out, with your guidance, obviously.
So how's the Bomb Squad help you?
The Bomb Squad obviously helped me to find young people like myself who
they're listening. I'm sure you'll get some of those people going, hey, I'm a killer. I'll come learn.
Absolutely. And if anybody that's watching this right now, if they want to be a part of this journey that we're on, we have a website, omegafoundations.com. You can go put in an application. We're looking for anybody out there who just wants to grind and build this amazing company that we built thus far. And we're on a path, and we ain't slowing down now.
Well, you don't need business, because I got a lot of business people listening too that might need some piles driven.
That's right.
You ain't looking for business.
Oh, we're always looking for business. We're always looking for new relationships, people that,
But you don't want some smaller deal saying, hey, I got something you can do for 30 grand in my backyard. You're looking for like monster projects.
Yeah, we're looking for the big jobs, but obviously, we don't turn down those opportunities, because those small opportunities got me to where I am today. So what we're doing is trying to find people, or trying to find customers that have gotten screwed over by these companies that say they can do these
like the ones that fired you.
Exactly.
Who's that clown?
Yeah, I'm not going to say any names, but they'll watch this podcast and they know who they are.
Do you think that drove you at all?
Oh my God, yeah. When I got home, I took everything that said that company's name on it, I put it on the ground, I lit it on fire, and said, I'm never doing this again.
See, that's funny. They could have just treated you right, and you'd probably still be with them.
Absolutely.
Living in a one bedroom
living in my trailer on 20 acres.
20 acres.
That's right.
Drinking coffee on your porch every morning.
That's right.
It's crazy, man. So it's a hell of a story. Folks, if you guys want to follow him, what is your Instagram?
I don't even think I have Instagram. I have Facebook.
Where do they find you?
We're on Facebook, omegafoundations.com.
You don't have your own Instagram and stuff?
I think I do, but I don't know. I don't know what my
so just go to his website and bombard him, folks. Yeah. Omega, what is it?
Omega Foundations.
Omegafoundations.com. I'll have him back here. We're going to see how fast he grows. In a year, we'll have him back. And I bet you're going to end up like that guy I was showing you on.
Yeah, well, we're excited about it. And we want to take, obviously, the people that got us here and make them more successful. If we can do more business and be more profitable and pay our people more. Look, I was a broke ass dude 5 years ago, and now we're doing $200 million in sales. Those people see that and they want to be in the position I am, and I can get them there, but they have to help me along the way. And I'm going to take care of those people to help me get here.
Folks, good old Southern boy right there. Go. I'd say work for him. If you ask me. Like if I was out in the working field, I'd be like, dude, I got to get with this guy.
Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get you down to Louisiana, and we're going to stand one of them piles up, and I'm going to show you how to put it in the ground.
Well, that doesn't make sense. I just say, like, dig a hole. Why are you trying to force it in there?
We're going to show you both methods.
Yeah. Well, anyway, appreciate you coming in. Folks, Omega is the company you need if you got business and it's big business. If not, if you guys are young and you're aggressive and you're willing to go to work, go apply. Worst case scenario, man, you get told no. Unbelievable story. Appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having us, bro.
Folks, as always, till next time, keep it real.